Hello, my name is Allison Carmen, and welcome to my podcast, 10 Minutes to Less Suffering. And the name of today's podcast, Do You Want Certainty or Success in 2025? And I've been thinking a lot about the new year 2025. And I've spoken to a lot of people and a lot of clients, and some people are really excited about the new year, and some people are super anxious about all the uncertainty that they see in the world. And it does make me reflect on how my relationship with uncertainty has changed so much over the years. And I know I've spoken about this before, but it's been over 6 years since my husband left me. And I remember when he left that I couldn't quite get my bearings. There was no place that I felt safe. There was no place that I had this feeling of comfort. And because of maybe and all the work that I had done, it was very easy and natural for me to allow the uncertainty to help me make really big decisions and big risks at that time. And it's so interesting because I was so devastated and upset. And at the same time, the risks that I took are really paying off for me today. I took a job that there was a lot of stuff I didn't know at the time, but I didn't feel restricted. I didn't feel like I had anything to lose because I had already lost the biggest thing in my life. I was very bold during my divorce negotiations. I wrote a book about my experience when he left. Even before my deal was done, I just wasn't interested in certainty because I didn't have any. And the abundance and the success that it created is really amazing when I look at my life today. And after that time in my life, as I started to get more sturdy with my work and my emotions, I actually started to cling to certain things again, like this sense of I need my apartment, or about my money and about my friendships. And I'm not saying that there was anything unhealthy about it, but I remember feeling some of that fear again, that I needed to have certain things in my life to be okay. And perhaps there was an ultimate balance of all of those things. And why I'm telling you this today is because the last couple months I have felt that feeling again of lack of certainty and lack of clarity in the world. And it has really pushed me again into this great place of uncertainty where I find myself feeling very strong, very bold, and very excited about not knowing. It's almost like someone took the guardrails off and there's this open playing field. And so when I see uncertainty and I see chaos, I often see possibilities, potential, and not in a bad way, in a positive way. And always thinking that when things are falling apart, that's also the beginning of them coming together. And the reason I share this with you today is as you're looking towards 2025, I'm not expecting you to let go of all the things that are important to you, or I'm not expecting you to go to Vegas and bet it all on number 9 at the roulette table. What I'm saying is that there are things in our lives that because of our fear of the unknown, we're not really in touch with our true desire. And the more chaotic and more uncertain the world gets, it's showing us that. It's teaching us to start to let go. What fear can we let go of? What are we holding on to that's not aligned with who we really are? What are we holding on to that's stopping us from getting that new job, from going out there and finding a new relationship, from starting that business? Because there's a good chance you're holding on to something that's not even certain to begin with. And that is what I learned the most when my husband left me. I was living like that was certainty, that we would always be together. And it's not about not trusting the people in your life, not loving the people in your life, but it's going for less to keep what you have instead of looking who you truly are and going for it all. What are we waiting for? Are we waiting for the world to get more chaotic, for more uncertainty? Are we waiting for more wars, for more disease? What are we waiting for? To me, I see these times as a signal for us to just open up and look at the infinite field of possibilities and see what is possible for ourselves, for our friends, for our families, and for the world. It makes me feel there's less to hold on to, but at the same time, it makes me see that was never sturdy to begin with. What is sturdy in truth is how we feel about ourselves. It's how we trust ourselves. It's how we see ourselves in the world. It's what we're willing to do every day and how deeply we are willing to love ourselves and those around us. So the reason, again, I'm bringing this up today is when you look at 2025 and you're starting to think about the things you want to do, really want to do, that's really connected to your heart. It's not that you're going to ignore certain responsibilities. I have a lot of responsibilities in my life that I put first. I have 2 children that come first. I have 2 parents that I help out. They are my priorities. And I know I have a responsibility, but beyond that, there's an open playing field for me. And beyond your responsibilities, there's an open playing field for you. So yes, I know we have to think about the bills that we have to pay, but we really have to think about, is that life working for us? And if it is, what changes do we need to make to find more joy, to find more satisfaction, to find more meaning? And if it's not working for us, is there a path that we can take that would help us understand who we are and what we want to do with our lives? Do not let uncertainty break you. Uncertainty is there for us to show us that the future is unknown. And if it's unknown, nobody knows. And if nobody knows, the field is open for you and for me. If you dream something, if you think something, it's because it's out there in the universe calling you. Are we going to achieve every thought and every dream in this lifetime? Probably not. But I could guarantee you there are thoughts and dreams and aspirations that you have that are so possible if you're just willing to let go of your need for certainty, of your need to know. Our need for certainty is usually the block to our greatest successes in life. And it might just be how you think at work. It might just be that you're not willing to start that new product, or you're working in a limited way where you're not being creative enough. It might just be that you're not willing to put yourself out there and be a little more vulnerable in your friendships or your dating life. It might be in your marriage. It might be in a relationship. It might be with everything. And it's such a good time, of course, to make a list of your goals and your dreams, but then look at the places where you are choosing certainty over your true desires, certainty over your dreams, certainty over your success. And for me, when I see uncertainty, I see potential, I see possibility. I see less people willing to take the risk, and I am standing there ready for the opportunity to soar, to fly, to expand myself, to be more creative. And that is all available to you in 2025. And if uncertainty frightens you, you have the practice of being present. You have the practice of being grateful. You have the practice of knowing that you're never out of time. And most of all, you have the practice of maybe. And again, no one knows the future. And that means good things could happen too. And if you're so frightened, go back and listen to many of my podcasts about the maybe mindset, because it reminds us that sure, there are things that don't work out. There's the maybe not, but there's an infinite playing field out there for you where your dreams are real, where the things you want can come true if you're willing to look at your fears and look at your doubts and know that life has maybe, and know that you were born with potential. And 2025 has the potential to be a fabulous year for you, where you maybe meet that person, you fall in love, maybe you do start that business, maybe you do get that great job, you go back to school, your child gets better, they succeed at something that was so hard for them. Or maybe you just have these really beautiful, peaceful moments where you're able to detach and find a sense of peace within. Maybe you're able to accept yourself or accept life or love yourself more or go on a wonderful trip or make a wonderful friend. Whatever it is, the unknown is always filled with potential, and the moment is always offering something to us. If instead of looking for certainty, we look for peace, we look for gratitude, we look for what resides in our heart. Don't let uncertainty and the fears and the things that people are telling you keep you up at night. Don't let anyone take your hopes and your dreams and your desires and all the things that you want. You hold them, and you know that because no one knows, maybe everything will be okay. Maybe it'll get better. And most of all, in 2025, maybe the best is yet to come. Thank you for listening to this podcast today. If you'd like to get in touch with me, you can email me at allison@allisoncarmen.com. If you'd like to buy my books, The Gift of Maybe, A Year Without Men, Maybe Everything's Okay, A Parenting Guide to Less Stress and Worry, they're available at all major bookstores and online retailers. And if you'd like to buy my Maybe cards or my digital Maybe journal, you could find them on Amazon, Etsy, or my Stan store. And most of all, if you like this podcast, I hope you subscribe and leave a comment.